Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chasing a Murderer. Today, we're going back over this Nicole Baldwin case. It's quite interesting. A lot of sketchy things going on around this lady. Nicole Baldwin, 41 years old, a mother of three, was living in Mount Dora, Florida at the time that she went missing, which they are guessing to be around November 2nd of 2023. But she wasn't reported missing until November 5th. She is described as a white female, 5'5", and weighs approximately 135 pounds. She has brown or dyed blonde hair with hazel eyes. Now, a lot of times, when someone goes missing, who might have seen them last. Well, this is kind of sketchy as well. Her daughter, her oldest daughter, 20 years old, Alisha Baldwin, she had just celebrated her birthday, so around the November 1st, when her mother just disappeared. She said the last time that she's seen her mother was in her brother's room. He was playing video games and she was watching him. Supposedly, she was wearing a pink nightgown. Now, what did we learn about Nicole? Well, in earlier videos that you can actually check out to get more details on the people in her life, is actually married to the father of her children, Brett Baldwin, and was living in this house during their time of separation. Oddly enough, they both were dating younger people while living together separately in that house with their children there. We learned that Brett was actually dating younger women, way younger women. In fact, probably the last one that he dated, might have been younger than his oldest daughter. Now you have Nicole, she's also dating young people. So we heard that she was dating this guy by the name of Mathew that was close to 30, so somewhere 28, 29, somewhere around there. Now, Alisha's ex-boyfriend, that is Nicole's daughter, has actually come out and has had an interview with JLR Investigates. Sorry, guys. He actually lived in this household with the Baldwin family for a period of time. We're not certain how long, but long enough to learn a lot about Nicole. At some point, him and Alisha break up and he's moving out. So around October 30th, around 9:30 a.m., this 21-year-old friend was actually moving to Miami. And he headed over to the Baldwin's home to pick up some of his stuff that he left in their garage. He says he notices that everything seems to be fine, except for he could see a few bruises on Nicole's arm, but her spirits are pretty decent because she's playing with his puppy that he brought over. This guy also says that Mathew, Nicole's boyfriend, was living in the household along with her three kids and her estranged husband. Now, in this interview, the friend or ex-boyfriend of Alisha says that he had actually talked to Alisha November 1st and that she was worried about her mom. What we had learned on the media was that she was reported missing November 5th. So we didn't really get much of a timeline. So all this new information that's coming out kind of doesn't add up. Now, we know that Alisha says it's her birthday, or November 1st, okay? And she and her mom has celebrated her 20th birthday, and that Alisha said that she was leaving the house for a few days. Before she left, it seemed that Nicole was upset with a few people. She was upset with her middle daughter, who almost caught the house on fire by tipping over a candle. Alisha says that she handled that situation not in the best way. Alisha says that Nicole was also upset with Mathew, her boyfriend. We don't know how long Alicia's gone, but we know that she mentioned on the media that she was gone a few days. And at some point, she notices that her mom is missing. Well, according to this new friend and witness, he has texts where he's texted Alisha. And Alisha mentions to him somewhere at the beginning of November, before November 5th, that she's kind of worried about her mother. At first, he tells Alisha, don't worry about it. Maybe she's just taking time away. But Alisha tells him how her mother left behind her purse, phone, watch, Apple Watch, by the way. And at that point, red flags pop up for this guy. The witness said she even left her vapes behind. According to Alisha's ex-boyfriend slash witness, he says that Alisha actually called him around 12 to 1 a.m. going into November 2nd, so it was late November 1st. Interestingly, that's about the same time that Alisha said she kind of left the house around 11 p.m. So I guess she's giving these bits and pieces to the media without thinking, and this is making things look all kinds of messed up. Now remember, we haven't gotten an official timeline yet. But that being said, we are learning some new information about, you know, their backstory. It seems that Nicole has had quite a bit of violent interactions with her boyfriend, younger boyfriend, Mathew. It seems that Nicole was actually on some prescription medications. That's what we're hearing at this time, those being Xanax and pain meds, some very serious pain meds. And that Mathew was known to take her medication. In fact, he had taken her medication and she had to go without it for a week, and she had seizures. I'm guessing most likely those seizures were caused from withdrawal. Now, according to Alisha's ex, also, he claims that Mathew really thought that he was a man of God, that he was being sent by God to say certain things from God. The witness said that he actually heard from Mathew's own mouth that God had sent him to say, these certain verses that he shared and to do certain things. The witness believes that Mathew might need some help, so it was clear that he thought that this guy was a little bit off. He's also was able to witness a few altercations between Nicole and Mathew, because Nicole would actually call out to him for help whenever these altercations started to get a little bit out of control. Let's talk about Brett a little bit. So the estranged husband living in the house. We're told that he would spend hours in the bathroom and that he was not much for drugs. He didn't drink. He really was kind of quiet. Brett worked for Florida Energy and Air Services selling water filters. Remember on the media when Alisha, Nicole's daughter, mentioned that they were leaving that house and that they didn't want to move without her, that they had planned to move. According to the ex-boyfriend of Alisha, he said he didn't have any idea that they had planned to leave that home. He did mention the fact that they were financially strapped, that they had food stamps. They were struggling to pay their rent on time. Mathew wasn't working. Nicole would work for Uber occasionally. Alisha told us that she was working. So now we can see why Alisha was stressing the financial situation so much. I mean, this was something that really has eat her up. It's been difficult, and it's something that, you can't deny. She's living a very difficult lifestyle. Her parents are not doing a very good job. And we know that recently her father, Brett Baldwin, was arrested for charges unrelated to Nicole's Baldwin's case. So as of right now. Now, we've heard a few rumors of what Mathew did with Nicole's car during that time she's missing. This is speculation. We hear that there's a possibility that he went to the hospital because he was having a panic attack. Is that true? We don't know. But they had to pick up the car at the hospital. That's what we're being told at this time. But as you know, the story, any information you get is not 100% whatsoever. That's because police are tight-lipped. They haven't shared not even an ounce of information other than the flyer. In fact, it's been over a month and there's still no sign of Nicole. So I often wonder, did the police ever check the hospital dumpster where the hospital would dump their trash? Which landfill? Where does it go? People have actually searched the back of the Baldwin's home because there is a water source back there, but most likely she wouldn't be there. They are looking for any kind of video sources from neighbors that might live there. Check your videos. See if there's something you might have picked up that can actually help Alisha and her family find answers in this case. Now, right now, Alisha, she doesn't have her mother. Her father's arrested, and she's kind of feeling thrown out in the cold. Now she has to worry about her siblings. This isn't a responsibility that most siblings take on at 20 years old. Alisha has also faced a lot of backlash from the public, kind of speculating that she might have something to do with her mother being missing. We do know that the last time that Nicole was seen, she was at her home on Strathmore Circle, which is off of County Road 44. Somewhere in between November 1st and November, I'm going to have to say probably 2nd, but up to the November 5th, that's the time they had to do whatever they did with Nicole. Now, everybody remembers the quote from the daughter that said, the last night that she saw her mother, she said, "When I last saw her, she was in my brother's room with my brother. It was kind of a normal night." But we also heard that she said there was some chaos going on. But what we're learning from witnesses and friends of the family, that chaos was normal. Alisha mentioned in several media interviews about, good and bad times, and emphasizing there were several bad times. There seems to be some kind of argument all the time. So it sounds like what these kids have been through has not been so fun. Alisha says hopefully the cops can come up with something, the investigators. That would be the most helpful thing right now as a family, end quote. Now, what's interesting about the Brett and the estranged husband of Nicole is how that he quit his job days after Nicole goes missing, and then also plans to move out of the house and possibly even move to one of the Carolinas. We haven't heard that he put much into the search effort of his estranged wife. And the fact that Nicole's surrounded by so much sketchy behavior, it's hard to even guess what could have happened to her. Right now, what they need is for people to volunteer. Terry Rogers is actually running search efforts to try to locate Nicole. You can find her on Facebook. Reach out to her if you're in the Florida area and would like to help search for Nicole. If you'd like to see one-on-one interviews, you can go check out JLR Investigates. He's actually gotten a few good interviews. I'm only hoping that they can find the truth, and it seems that the police are on to something, and it's just a matter of putting the timeline together and talking to people involved. So what do you think happened to Nicole? Share it in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like my videos. If you don't, then dislike them at least.